For me, travel has always been synonymous with adventure. Pursuing those distant horizons, though, that unknown culture, those incredibly beautiful natural environments. Can you imagine the story told by this ship 22 times around the world, 2 times beached, and once even suffering a mutiny? In this new web episode series titled Biker's Life, I interview interesting people from our community, and in this first episode, a gentleman by the name of Stu, a traveling carpenter, flags me when I'm out on a scouting trip and talks to me a little bit about his very interesting life on the road, towing a camper trailer behind his Honda Goldwing. I hope you enjoy. Goodness, what? Nick.
Stu.
Nice to meet you, Stu.
Yeah, where's your accent from?
I'm from the former Yugoslavia.
All right. Did you eat?
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm just fixing some carne asada tacos. Welcome to join me. I got more than enough.
Huh. I don't know. Do you mind if I?
No, go for it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Good.
Yeah.
Stu, what a nice surprise.
Indeed, Nick.
Yeah, I was just passing through Palomar, checking this out. Yesterday was my daughter's 7th month birthday,
right.
So we bought this pack for hiking for her, and I was kind of exploring what's close to home but is quality hiking, and you flagged me over, and you fed me amazing carne asada tacos. That's very hospitable of you. I appreciate that.
My pleasure.
And there's nothing like sharing a meal with what was just 5 minutes ago a stranger in the woods.
Yeah. So there's some salsa here.
Thank you.
I don't have anything else to go on it.
That's perfect.
But there you go. Here, eat this while it's hot.
Thank you. Sure, I'm gonna wait for you. No. We wait. We eat together.
Okay.
Best taco I've ever had. And I married a Mexican. So, real pleasure to meet you.
Indeed.
I'm clearly excited.
Yeah.
So tell me about this amazing Goldwing and this trailer that you're pulling with it.
Yeah.
What's
My
this
little
about?
trailer. I go cross country on it, and I've had the Goldwing. It's a 2008, and I've put 135,000 miles on it. In
on this
8
thing?
years, yeah.
Wow.
Coming up on 8 years.
135.
Yep.
When I was reviewing it, I learned that the record is like 420 on the stock
Actually,
engine.
I have a picture of one that went over 539,000 miles.
No way.
Before he bought another one to keep that as he was keeping that as a secondary one, and
it's incredible.
Yeah.
So on the same engine, stock engine.
Yeah, they're built to last.
You know, my friend inherited a '82 Mercedes-Benz diesel 300. And he asked me how much, I mean, I don't need this car. What could I sell this? I'm like, who's going to buy a car with 300,000 miles from 82? And he's like, nah, this got to be worth some money, you know? I see this car in Costco the next day, and an older gentleman is driving it mint. So I ask him, what's this car about? You know, he's like, so there's this huge following.
Oh, yeah.
And apparently they can go 1 million miles. If you put 1 million miles on it, Mercedes-Benz in Stuttgart will give you a new Benz.
Really? Wow.
Does Goldwing do anything like that?
No, not that I've heard yet.
They should.
Yeah.
We're giving them ideas.
Yeah.
So, amazing. You said you're headed across country to New Hampshire. Just kind of as the wind blows. Tell me about the trailer. What is this about?
Well, this one is my 4th camper. I've had a couple of Aspen campers and a Bunkhouse camper. And this is the smallest bed that I've had. It's only a single wide bed. But it was made in Australia in 1988.
Kamparoo.
The Kamparoo Cub from down under.
So this is a smaller one then? Cub?
Yes. Yeah. They make bigger ones. The company's still making trailers over in Australia. But they're taller for off-road vehicles. So they made, they've gone into the off-road market.
So they're still in operation making campers like this for motorcycles.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 of them in the country that I've talked with people on Facebook with.
How does it work? You mentioned it's a 6 foot. It's got these little wheels, and then this folds over, I assume.
Well, when it's closed, it's all the way up there, and then you open it up from the front to the back, and that becomes the floor to stand up and dress in.
Oh, interesting.
And I can put my chair in there if it's bad weather, and hang out in there.
This is a window?
Yes.
So this is the original...
that's the original fabric.
It's incredible.
That's canvas. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
How many miles on this thing?
I know it's been up to Alaska with the first owner. He bought it from a company in Canada. I think it's the same company that makes the Lees-ure Light campers today, because of their very similar design. It's plenty of room for one person.
Sure.
This is, you know.
And a dog.
Well, if I had a dog, yeah, I could have a dog in there too. Yeah.
So it's got leaf springs, I can see.
Yep. Well, that's actually, the framework is not the original Kamparoo. I added a Harbor Freight trailer because the wheels, I couldn't get new seals for the bearings. So I had this other camper, or this Harbor Freight trailer.
Sure.
And I modified it, welded on it, and added to it, or had a friend add on to it. I did the cutting, and he welded it, and I had it at a friend's sign shop, and we had picked it up and then fabricated the frame and then dropped it onto the frame.
Amazing.
Yeah, just bolted it on.
And small world, because when I was having my sidecar built on my Goldwing, you mentioned the mechanic's name.
Right,
so,
Rick's.
and you know him, you help him. So
yeah.
Just kind of interesting. Very, very small
Very
world.
small
indeed.
world, yes.
Especially in this kind of milieu, right?
Uh-huh.
So how does it ride behind a motorcycle?
It's good. You have to balance the weight properly. I like to have about 35 to 40 pounds of tongue weight. You measure it with a fish scale.
So you just sit there
scale.
and you pull it at the...
Yeah, you pull it at the tongue and you measure it, and you can go more, heavier, and sometimes it affects the handling. If you go less, it can affect the handling too.
So is this what the box is for? You can add, remove to manipulate that weight?
Well, I actually, when I'm traveling cross country, I have a car top carrier that goes on top of the lid there when it's folded open, you know, or folded closed. And
like one of those.
I can carry more. I carry my hand tools with me for doing carpentry work.
So you're a traveling carpenter.
And I carry my mechanics tools too, because I work on my own bikes.
For
and
sure.
I will work on other people's Goldwings too.
Nice,
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
You know, I mentioned to you that I did that Pegasus project around the country.
Right.
And there's one time that my motorcycle left me stranded in a town called Jackson, California. There's no auto shop. There's one auto shop, but there's no motorcycle shops or anything. 107 degrees that day.
Wow.
I think it was July or something. And my plans were thwarted by somebody I met on the road, as happens when you're traveling. I wasn't intending to stay there, but I ended up staying there, leaving late in the day, so it got very hot. As soon as I was leaving the town, the bike dies. What happened was, I would later learn, the neutral light has been rubbing on the subframe.
Oh.
And the wire that lights the neutral light, and then it shuts
Really?
the whole bike down, because
Wow.
it basically just kind of shorted. And I was there for a long time, until the only person that stopped was a guy on a Goldwing, his wife in the back, and he didn't just open up his helmet. Do you need some help? I'm like, I have no idea. Mechanical I can do. Electrical, I think you got to go to school for that, or or have more experience.
You got to have the test equipment.
Than a 22-year-old, you know.
Yeah.
So he took me home. I would, and turns out, in this tiny town with no motorcycle shops or stores or anything, he is a dedicated professional Goldwing mechanic.
Oh, wow.
With like $50,000 worth of tours, a lift in his garage.
Wow.
So we were there for 2 days looking for this thing. He knew something was stripping it out, so we had to strip the whole bike down.
Yeah.
He found it. He repaired it beautifully. It's a work of art how he did it. Just the way he, you know, I would just put tape over it, but he shrunk, wrapped,
Heat shrink, and solder. Yeah.
I was a guest at his home, staying in the bedroom of his son, who had left for school. They fed me, and I swear the Goldwing owners are just a different breed. So, so tell me about. I noticed you have a rear car tire. I do too, but I thought that was only for trikes or sidecars. But you have it on the solo bike.
Right.
What do they call that? What's that about?
Darksiding.
Darksiding.
Yeah, because most motorcycle riders are very against it, because they want to use they think you should only use a motorcycle tire.
Uh-huh.
And these handle great. I play in the corners all the time with the trailer or without.
There's no break point where you feel
No,
you're...
you don't fall off the edge.
Okay.
They actually flex. When the tire is flat on the road, it'll flex to where there'll still be 2 inches of flat on the road.
Okay.
And there's a lot of videos showing that.
It's improvement because it increases your contact patch. It lasts forever.
Yep. Better traction.
Yeah.
Better braking. Never had the back tire slip out on me.
What tire is that? Do you know?
That one is the Bridgestone Drive Guard. It's a run flat tire.
Okay.
So that added protection of, you can run 50 miles, ride 50 miles on a flat tire if you needed to.
So on my sidecar Goldwing, the front is a Avon, I believe, but it's stiff wall tire.
Right.
Do they make that for the rear as well? Or no, they're all stiff wall, I suppose. That's a motorcycle tire, so it's stiffer, meant for some...
The run flat tire has a stiffer sidewall.
Okay.
The non-run flat car tires are less stiff on the sidewall, so they have a little more play. Some guys like those better for their lighter weight, but I prefer these.
And what do you mileage wise?
I get about 18,000 miles because I play hard.
Okay, yeah, you do play hard. I was gonna say 50 or something, just because it's meant for a car.
There's guys that say they get 30 to 50,000 miles out of a car tire.
You do play hard.
I do like to play.
Okay, good to know. So you would recommend that to anybody? It doesn't change anything significantly.
It's an individual person's desire. They really should do reading up on it and just make their own choice. But I've gone well over 140,000 miles on car tires.
But surely it does feel different. What is the main difference that you feel?
When the road has a change in pitch, like a culvert, or a water drainage, concrete, and you ride on that and it's tilted, it wants to follow that pitch.
Understood.
So you have to lean to counteract it.
Or be more on the outside or more towards the center. I get it.
Yeah.
Interesting.
You become aware of it real quick. If you stop at a light where there's been big heavy trucks and they have a dip in the road, you'll feel it there.
Oh, I see. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice a difference in stopping power? I would assume it's better.
Oh, it's much better.
Yeah.
It's better traction.
Yeah. Because I would assume, I'm guessing now, but maybe you get an inch off the stock rear on the Goldwing.
If you're doing good.
Yeah. So.
As the tire wears on a stock tire, motorcycle tire, you get a wider contact patch when you're riding straight up and down.
And the Goldwing can take the trailer no problem, right? It's intended for that, meant for that.
Yeah, I've got well over 100, between this bike and my 1500 Goldwing, I've got 180,000 miles towing trailers.
Wow, interesting. You're a good person to interview then, because funny enough, I today was supposed to see and buy 95 Aspen Cave, 20,000 miles, perfect condition, with a trailer. He's selling for his father. I think his father's out of the game now. He aged out, and I was just thinking to myself, it's cool, it's amazing, but a trailer not like this one, a cargo trailer. Yeah. It actually has 2 openings.
Oh yeah.
I was thinking, can I modify this for the dogs? But I have a sidecar. Why would I? And I don't want to be collecting on 9 bikes in my garage now, and outside the garage, and in the backyard. 1979 Goldwing that I've been trying to revive.
Right.
Just the wife is sick of looking at it.
Oh yeah.
I love it, but so I said no. I'm just gonna go to the mountains, escape. To avoid buying another bike. But now, I'm glad I'm a little bit. What would you say to people who are considering a trailer like this or towing a cargo trailer? What is the main thing to consider, or what are some of the main things to consider?
Well, you have to have your weight on the tongue proper. That's real critical, so you don't have too much to the front or too much to the rear, because it'll get your bike doing this where you don't want it to.
And you mentioned for this, you measure that by just by a weight, a scale.
A luggage scale.
On the tip.
Yeah.
And what is the optimal that you found?
I like 40 pounds. It's just a fish hook type luggage scale. And you hook it and hold it at the same height as where it's going to hook on the bike.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because the angle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then at the very tip, so the ball. Okay.
Right.
Well, that's actually not a ball. It's
No,
different,
this is a swivel hitch. This is a this was made in the late 90s. This hitch. It came with one of the trailers that I had.
Because both my Electric Glide and the Goldwing had a hitch, but it's just kind of like a thumb or something pointing in the air. So there's no ball or anything. So I'm
okay. You had a Bushtec hitch that had what do they call it? Heim joint on the trailer that slips down over the pin.
I've never seen it. Yeah, so I have no idea. But yeah, there was just like a pin. Right. What is the difference? What do you look for when you're getting a hitch? Do they make different ones? Or?
Works as a swivel hitch too. The Heim joint is a real good hitch because it can get locked on with a lock on the top.
Okay. So like an anti-theft thing, or?
Well, anti-theft, but also to keep it from popping off.
Sure. Let me look at the other end.
This is how it sets right there.
Ah, okay. I see it.
And it swivels 360 degrees.
You have to do anything there, lube it, or?
Yeah, there's lube points.
Ah, okay. You just press the
put a grease
the gun.
Cool.
Yeah. I see.
And lube the pin here. I just put the new bushing in this.
Ah, okay. Just so it
was getting worn.
So this is what you said the trigger was. Yeah. What else did you do to the bike? Let me see if I can notice. You got the air hawk, or what do they call those?
No, that's that was a Alaska sheepskin gel pad, and the gel started leaking, and so I bought a piece of memory foam for a office chair, and I custom cut it to fit in there. I need to make a new bottom piece for that.
So you mentioned you upgraded the suspension?
Yep. It has the traction cartridges in the front, the AK-20, and in the back it's got their shock and spring in the back.
So you got the ABS model too, and you noticed a huge difference?
Very much, yeah.
Worth the investment.
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
It's about $3,500 to get it.
Wow. Wow.
It's not cheap.
That is an investment.
Yeah.
Okay. But, and is it because you're towing or just in general?
I like it without towing and with both.
Yeah. What is the main difference that you feel?
Just you can they're actually adjustable on the front suspension as well as the back. So because I can adjust the valves on the top of the forks, the screws, so that you can have it. What do they call that?
The rebound
oil,
one. Yeah,
the oil flow is adjusted that way.
And is this a stock foot peg? It doesn't look like it.
Those are Kuryakyn. What do they call those? ISO dually pegs or something like that. They're bigger.
Bigger, yeah, for sure. For this bike, you need it because I had a trouble with my little 480-pound motorcycle. Was digging in, but other than that, yeah, our bikes do look very similar. Mine is a 2003. Right. You seem to have more buttons for sure.
Yeah, well, this is definitely different. It's got a different radio system than yours has. It's got bigger speakers in the front, bigger speakers in the back, which yours didn't even come with speakers in the back originally. We
have 9% battery. Let's take a look at this guy.
Yeah.
This is from Down Under. Kamparoo. 165, 65, 80. Where do you get these
I bought
wheels?
Those tires and wheels from e-trailer.
So they're trailer specific. They're not something from...
Right.
So Rick's had a hell of a time trying to find the wheel for my sidecar, and it turns out it's from a Mini Cooper.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So we had a hard time finding it though, because the sidecar has its wheel, but it's very small.
Right.
So you got your little humble abode.
Yeah. Sorry about the mess.
Come on.
Haven't made it up yet. So.
And that's like a solar charging station, no?
Well, that light is a USB charger.
Yeah.
But I can charge my phone with it if I need to.
So both windows on both sides and here, I see.
And here too, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Get some airflow. Do you find it humid, or does it actually have some flow?
No, it's airflow.
Yeah. But because it's a lot of space too,
Yeah.
you know.
It depends how humid it is outside.
Sure, sure.
So, you know, I put the tarp on tonight because I didn't know if the weather was going to come in, and it'll help keep it a little warmer tonight too.
Yeah, yeah. You mentioned maybe even snow tomorrow. So.
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Dedicated camper. I love it. I appreciate the knowledge that you shared.
It's been great talking with you, for sure.
Here it is.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. There it is.
Yeah.
My new friend, Stu. Thank you so much, Stu.
You bet, bro.
You're living the life, you know. And that's where my battery died. Thank you for watching. This has been the first episode in our new Rider's Life series. If you yourself know somebody whose story merits sharing, please let me know in the comment section below. In the meantime, ride safe, make those interesting stories yourself. Until next time, Nick, I'm out.